Good afternoon. Welcome once again. This is Orphan Car Garage YouTube. My name is John, and I'm the owner here at Orphan Car Garage. And I'm located in Abington, Massachusetts, which is about 30 minutes south of Boston. The name of my business is Orphan Car Garage, and what we do is we try to purvey the best, most affordable vintage cars around. We scour the country to find them, recondition them, and deliver them to you at an affordable price. And yes, the name of the business is Orphan Car Garage. And before I get comments below in the video that this is not an orphan car, at Orphan Car Garage, any cool vintage special interest or classic car that's homeless and needs a new home is an orphan to us. Now, a textbook orphan car, of course, is a car that was built by a manufacturer that's no longer in business. Studebaker, Packard, Nash, Rambler, things like that. And of course, we love those cars, and you probably know that from watching my YouTube. Have a strong love for those vehicles, but certainly can't model my business solely around an orphan brand textbook car. So the car in front of us is certainly not a textbook orphan car. It's a Volkswagen Beetle, and Volkswagen is still alive and well today. And so is this Beetle. This is a 1972 Super Beetle convertible. Volkswagen introduced the Super Beetle in 1971 to be a little bit more competitive with some of its competition coming in from Japan and even the US. The old standard Beetle has started to become a little outdated by the early 1970s. So they took the standard Beetle, which they still sold alongside the Super Beetle, and did some upgrades. Super Beetle has a McPherson front suspension, a rounded windshield, a little bit longer nose, a little bit shorter turning radius, a larger trunk, a larger gas tank, things like that. Just things to make the car a little bit more roadworthy for America's roads in the early 1970s. These cars, if you recall, were all over the place in the 70s and early to mid 80s. They were everywhere. We'd play punch buggy on the school bus. And by the time I got home from elementary school, which was only about a half-hour ride, my arm would be pretty sore. There were so many of these cars on the road back in the late 70s. But little by little, they all kind of dried up and went away. So to find a good survivor today is rather difficult. And of course, this one's a convertible, which makes it even more special. This is painted what Volkswagen called Saturn yellow. This car was completely, no expense spared, restored at one point. Not too long ago. The car looks like it has been completely restored. Pans have been replaced, chrome trim, paint, these super cool custom wheels, a little bit larger on the back than the front, gives the car a nice stance, not overly done. Very nice condition, very nice condition. There's very little to poke fun at on this car, barely a scratch, if any. Interior is just as nice. That is not original upholstery, but it's a nice recreation of the original. Very close. Of course, it's a fully manual 4-speed transmission. You could get a semi-automatic in this car too, which would have been a clutchless transmission with a stick shift. Rather complex and complicated and not very popular. More people are gravitating towards the full 4-speed transmission cars as far as collectability goes, and this car is so equipped. Of course, we have a boot on the convertible top. I have pictures of the top in the up position, and the top is in superb condition. It's a Hearts cloth top, and if you don't know what that is, look it up. H-A-A-R-T-Z, Hearts cloth. Very expensive upgrade. That convertible top, I've been told, probably cost the owner about $4,000 to replace. $3,000 to $4,000. There's also a glass rear window incorporated in that top. Again, I have pictures of the top in the up position, and it's just as nice as the rest of the car. There is no rust on this vehicle. These cars were subjected to pretty serious tin worm back in the day. They rusted pretty easily, especially up here in New England. Part of the reason why not many of them is still around. This car has no rust on it. Any rust that this car may have had has been resolved with new panels. There's a modern stereo in the glove box. CD player with some custom kicker speakers in the kick panels, although I can't get this thing to power up. It's probably something very simple. I'm not very tech advanced, so the next guy will probably figure that out in about 5 minutes. I'm sure it works, or it must have worked in the not too distant future, but I can't get it to power up. Might be a fuse, I don't know. That's for the next guy to figure out. The original AM radio, thankfully, was saved, and they were nice enough to add the modern stereo in the glove box without hacking up the original and really nicely sorted dashboard. Seat belts in the back for the kids. I just love the way these doors close. The trunk is just as clean as the rest of the car, and I have pictures of that on my website as well. We had this car fully serviced when we got it. And some of that service included a rebuilt carburetor. It had an aftermarket Asian carburetor on it. We replaced that with an OE correct Volkswagen rebuilt carburetor. So that's a brand new rebuilt carburetor from Volkswagen. We also did some work. We replaced the heater hoses, the coil was replaced, distributor cap and wires. So this car is completely ready to go. It's very turnkey, idles and drives nice. Nice burble from the dual exhaust. Just an overall really nice example of a Super Beetle convertible. And I think one of the best color combinations possible. What else is there but yellow in a Volkswagen Super Beetle convertible? The bumpers are superb. No rust in this. I don't know if you can see that. They're like brand new. The chrome, no chips on the front of this car at all. I can't say enough about it. Really, really nice car. I'm not going to go on any further. I'm probably going to start boring you. Orphan Car Garage pricing on this car is $16,900. I will tell you that the restoration on this car probably cost at least double that. At least double that. When you consider the convertible top alone was probably $35,000 or $4,000. Not to mention the paint and the wheels and the floor pans that look like they're brand new and replaced. Interior, on and on and on. $16,900 Orphan Car Garage pricing for this 1972 Super Beetle. Give us a call, 508-954-8090. Check me out on the web, orphancargarage.com. Subscribe to my page here below. We have a lot of cool stuff in the pipeline over the next couple of weeks you're not going to want to miss. Some really affordable classics coming your way. This is just one fine example of that. This one won't last, so give me a call, folks. Thank you.